Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something very different for this channel. A lot of people recently have been complimenting and commenting on some of the eye looks that I've had in recent months, and some have even gone so far as to ask me to do tutorials and stuff, which is not something that I ever personally aspired to do on YouTube. But I thought that I could make it relevant to this channel by doing a series of videos where I create an eye look inspired by a book. So today is the first time I'm doing this. As you can see, all of my makeup is done with the exception of my eyes. And if you are interested in seeing how I do the rest of this stuff, there is a video linked in the description box below where I originally thought that I would do like 3 different eye looks in one video and just leave it as an unlisted video, post the link for anybody who actually wanted to check it out, because I didn't really think my primary booktube audience that many of you would be interested, but that's why I've decided to put this extra little spin on it. So that video does still exist. So if you're interested in listening to me ramble while I do several different eye looks for you, check out that. I'm actually way more excited to do something like this. An eye look based entirely or inspired entirely by a book. The first book I would like to start with is He Started It by Samantha Downing. This I have not read. It is an anticipated release, anticipated since the moment that I heard it was coming out. Samantha Downing is her debut novel, My Lovely Wife, is one of my favorite thrillers. Because I liked it so much, I was eagerly anticipating her follow-up, as in continuously looking for it to be announced. When He Started It was announced, I was super excited. This is the story of 3 siblings who have had a rocky relationship. Their family is a little dysfunctional, but they're reunited when their grandfather dies to learn about or collect on their inheritance. And chaos ensues. One of these siblings is a killer, and I can't wait to read it. So I'm picking this book for 2 reasons. 1, I am so excited to read it. And 2, I think the cover is awesome. I think that the cover says a lot about the book, but also it has this sunset type look with oranges, yellows, purples. And that's one of my favorite kind of eye looks to conceptualize. I can't say that I've done it a lot in reality, but I like that look. I like the idea of that. So that's what we're going to try today. I haven't planned and or plotted this out per se. I've gone through the palettes that I own and actually decided to go with a couple of different BH Cosmetics palettes that I have. I have the Smitten in Switzerland palette, which has some dusky kind of colors if we're going for, you know, a sunset look. It does have an orange down here, a bluish purple. I might have to go elsewhere for the purple, but I plan on supplementing the Smitten in Switzerland palette with BH Cosmetics Solar Flare palette, which, as you can see, has a really nice purple shimmer. These are all shimmer shades. So real bright and shiny. We like bright and shiny. If you go back and you watch that 3 eye look video, I'm not sure what I'm calling it at this point, but if you go back and watch it, you'll hear me talk about how I don't have expensive cosmetics. I don't have expensive brushes. The majority of what I use is drugstore, the exception being eyeshadow, but even eyeshadow, I have some drugstore stuff. So I am not by any means a makeup artist or somebody who takes myself very seriously when it comes to makeup. That is just not me. Where's my cover? I'm going to have to set the cover here so I can keep referencing it. And I'm going to just pop it up here for you guys to look at while I'm doing this. Also, if you watch that 3-look eyeshadow video, you will see what I set out to do is usually done incorrectly, and I usually have to try to save the eye look in multiple different ways. So just keep that in mind. That's probably the direction that this will go in at first as well. There's so many colors on the cover that I want to get all of, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to start with this color here. It's just it's a skin tone color, honestly. It's called Fondue. And this will be the shade that kind of covers up that concealer that's all over my eyelids right now. You can't even see that, can you? It's there. I told you it was flesh colored. Would I lie to you? B&H Cosmetics is a really affordable makeup brand. And for as inexpensive as it is, I'm pretty impressed with the quality. So far, I've only tried their shadows, blush, and highlighter. I don't have any complaints about either of those things. Their eyeshadow in particular is really powdery, which some people hate. I happen to like. It makes them way blendable. So, okay, now that that's down, I'm going to go into this dusk pink-ish color. It's called Lucerne. I'm assuming that all of these are Switzerland references, hence the name of the palette, Smitten in Switzerland. And basically just do the same thing that I was doing before. There, that'll probably help out a little bit. I'm going to continue to totally make this up. I'm going to take this orange color, which is Matterhorn, on a smaller brush. This is already weird for me because typically, hang on. Typically this would not be how I do things. As far as like using colors that are in no way, shape, or form monochromatic. That looks better on the monitor than it does in person, which is kind of strange, not gonna lie. That's a little bit unusual. Things for me typically look better in person than on the monitor. So already this is strange for me. I've only used orange eyeshadow one time in my life and it did not look good. Good, I'm trying it in this setting where I'm really trying to impress you guys. Could I be setting myself up for failure? I very well could be. I'm not mad at it. There'll be plenty of time to get mad at it later. Promise you that. I'm going to go back into Lucerne a little bit and just a tad, just a blend before I get the big guns out. Okay, I need a purple matte. So I'm debating between both of these are Maybelline palettes, by the way, drugstore. I'm debating between this purple here and the Brights palette by Maybelline, which I've had for quite a while. So there's that purple, which might be a little bit too bright and intense. Looking at the cover. And then I have the 24K Nudes palette from Maybelline. That's a crappy brush. With this purple, which I think is probably a bit more appropriate for what we're going with here. All right, and I'm gonna put this purple, I think, here. Drugstore eyeshadows are the opposite of powdery, typically. I don't even know how purple that's gonna read. It's a lot more difficult to work with than the shadow it's laying on top of. My concern is that right now, presently, it's not really reading purple, but and this is not me like clowning on drugstore eyeshadow or Maybelline specifically. I own a lot of Maybelline stuff. I really, for the most part, like it, but you know, there's a reason that people try to work within, you know, one eyeshadow palette at a time. Part of that reason is compatibility of formulas, and these might not be the most compatible. It's looking pretty good though. I mean, for what it is. All right. Is it time for shimmers? Maybe. Perhaps. I am going to go in with this super intense purple shimmer. Again, this is the BH Cosmetics Solar Flare palette. Shimmers, 99% of the time I'm applying them with my finger. That's what it looks like. That's pretty pigmented. I just tap this using my finger on the outer corner of my eye. And I've got some here, but that's fine. We'll take care of that. For the most part though, that's exactly what I intended to do. This is usually the point in the demonstration where people watching are like, ugh, that looks garbagey. Have no fear. This again is the brush that I used Lucerne on in the beginning, and it's just also been adapted to be the Blendy brush. What I'd like to do is go orange to yellow. Well, we'll try it without covering up any of the purple with concealer, but I make no promises that this isn't going to turn into a muddy brown mess. Very well could. Oh, sorry. Right here, Fireball. And it is bright. Listen to me. Wow, even I'm impressed. I'm going to quickly lay down some yellow matte, a yellow matte color. This is from my ColourPop Build My Own palette. This is Take Flight. And I'm just going to use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use kind of a packy brush. Yeah, like flat. I'm going to put a shimmer over this, but I just want, because those BH Cosmetics shimmers in the Solar Flare palette are awesome, but they're not very pigmented. You know, they go on kind of thin. And so I want to, in order to get a gold, a nice bright yellow gold color, I want to make sure that there isn't any purple hanging out, that it's going over this yellow matte, and that will be helpful. ColourPop is another absolutely fabulous, inexpensive makeup brand, which on my finger is just like a true gold. Which again, over this yellow, will hopefully be real yellow. The orange again to give me some orange back. Again, I totally am just making stuff up, you guys. We're not finished. I'm gonna take more Lucerne and just blend out some stuff. That's a sunset eye. So here's Lucerne. This is Yodel next to it. You want to lay that down on the lower lash line. Ooh, yeah. That's bright. That's in my eyes. That's awesome. What's going on there? Is that some of that? Is it some of that I just put on? Is that the right eye? Yeah. There we go. I'm going to put not Alps, Matterhorn. Did I call it Alps before? I usually pride myself on not making stupid faces while I'm doing my makeup, mascara and such, but I get to that lower lash line and it's freaking impossible. To not look like a total weirdo. One last thing where shadow is concerned, I always highlight my brow bone with a shadow, typically a real light one, which is what it's called, highlighting. And I'm gonna do stark white this time because, oh, hello, because that's crazy. I pulled that out of the Maybelline City Mini palette in Urban Jungle. That's very white. But I'm using stark white because of the writing on the cover. Just gonna do a bit of that. Oops, that's a little bit in my eyebrow. I am going to blend that a little bit. I like that side a lot. This side, in case I haven't tortured my lower lash line enough, I'm putting this white eyeliner, which sometimes I do, in my waterline, which I assure you I hate. I do. I hate doing it. Liner is pretty much always the same all the time. I would typically use this, but if I want to put on lashes, I'm gonna skip lashes today. I feel like the book cover warrants it, but I also feel like not. This is Master Precise All Day Liquid Liner from Maybelline again. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. I would almost rather put on liquid liner, like liquid liner, than when I am wearing lashes. I assure you, they are magnetic. I am not equipped, nor have I ever wanted to try to put on fake lashes with, you know, glue and the whole 9 yards. Alright, that is messed up. And this side. Mascara, Maybelline again. When I'm not wearing lashes, I always just flare out the corners of my natural lashes as much as possible. Voila! There you have it. Tell me how I did. Did I do it justice? Let me hold it up for myself in the monitor. How many people are going to click on this video thinking it's a book review? Sorry. It's not. I think I did pretty good. I think I did. I don't feel like this reddish sandy color is represented, but I do feel like we've got a sunset looking eye going on, which upon further examination is not a sunset at all. It's an explosion with smoke, but close enough. So hopefully I didn't bore you to tears, and maybe in this process encouraged you to try something new, whether it's a makeup look or a new book. Let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video, if you like this idea, if you want to see more videos like it. Make sure to click the thumbs up so that I know that you liked it. And that's pretty much how I'll gauge whether or not to continue to do these in the future. This would be probably my normal lighting. I thought it was fun, but you know, I'm biased and I only sometimes bore myself. So I'm gonna need your feedback on this one. Thank you so much if you've made it this far, you've been interested in this content. I appreciate you, and I will see you all very soon.